Your financial needs aren't independent of each other, so your financial advisors shouldn't be either. At Mercantile Bank, our experienced United Wealth professionals are united to serve you and your complete financial planning and wealth management needs. Are you just starting your investment journey or need to roll over a retirement plan? Do you need to plan for a loved one with special needs or for your own life after work? Maybe your business needs a succession plan or you want to enhance your employee benefit programs. Whatever steps you need to take, our United Wealth experts are ready to take them with you. Together, we are united.
Hi, this is Ron Kinshirf with Muddy River News. This is the Business Spotlight brought to you by Mercantile Bank. Rory O'Donnell from Odonnell, Cookson Life Celebration Home is with us today.
Hey.
Thanks for coming over.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Life Celebration Home.
Yeah.
No longer funeral home.
No. Is
Is that an industry trend or just you guys?
Well, that's something that we made the decision to be a part of about 7 or 8 years ago. It involves taking those extra steps with the family, listening a little closer to the stories that they tell us, and then hopefully kind of recreating a funeral experience that's more meaningful to them.
And your family has been involved in this industry for many, many years.
Yeah, so I'm proud to be a fifth generation funeral director. Way back in 1901 in Hannibal, our great uncles, Robert and Thomas O'Donnell, started the firm. They came over from Ireland as a druggist and a barber,
Right.
and somehow made their way into the business, and we've been carrying on that tradition ever since.
So when you're a kid, most kids want to be firemen or policemen or play baseball, stuff like that. So
Sure.
did you always know you're going to follow in your family's footsteps?
No, I mean, kind of the opposite. I think, as far as my father's role in our life was to let us know that was always going to be around, but then also to kind of push us out in other directions and to follow our own interests.
Right. And at what age did you decide to follow in the footsteps?
Well, I lived in Chicago for about 18 years.
Oh, I
after
didn't know that.
college.
Okay, yeah.
Worked at the Chicago Board of Trade there, worked in commodities trading. And once I started having a family with my wife,
Right.
Over the years since 2001, my older brother joined the firm in Hannibal and had been growing the business. And we always had a kind of running conversation of what that would look like if I came back to the area. And then just over the years, one thing kind of led to another. And once we made the decision to come back, things kind of changed here in Quincy, and the opportunity at Zinder Robinson Stormer Cookson became available to us.
So when you got out of what you did in Chicago, was there schooling that you had to go through in order to become what you are today?
Yeah, I had to go back and get my funeral director's and embalmer's license, and that used to be about 2 years after a year of general education in college. I was able to get it done in about 14 months.
Okay. So is that fast tracking or is that?
Yeah, it's just more opportunities available online. You're able to.
Okay.
So I got mine through Des Moines Area Community College. So a majority of that course is taken online, and then you have to go, periodically in person.
Do you have to have clinicals?
Yeah.
Okay, I would assume you
absolutely.
would. You have to practice at some point.
And then there's a year apprenticeship.
Okay. Did you?
Afterwards.
Was there a place available for you to apprentice?
Well,
I assume you apprentice at your father's place.
Well, yeah,
Or your family's
here
place.
in Quincy.
Yeah.
Here in Quincy.
Okay. Are you happy with the decision you made?
Absolutely.
Because you always seem to be in a great mood.
Well, thank you for saying that. I thoroughly enjoy what we do, and I feel like it's meaningful to the families that we serve. So yeah, I'm happy to be a part of it.
So before we started recording this, it's always weird when I ask, whoever works at a funeral home, how's business? Because
Yeah.
how do you answer that?
Well, steady, keeping the lights on.
Right.
You want to be self-deprecating, and compassionate.
But for your business to go well, obviously people have lost their lives. So
Yeah.
isn't there a juggling act there to a degree?
There is. I think the misconception, though, is that we go to work and everybody's moping around, and it's our job to get the dead where they need to go, and then the families that we serve where they need to be, hopefully, and that's usually on a path to healing. So getting to meet families every day, usually they're open to reflecting on their loved ones.
Right.
That usually changes the mood considerably.
But you're seeing them, I hate to say they're worse, but at a time where they're not obviously in the best of moods.
On the toughest day of their lives, usually.
So how does that hit you guys at the home? Does it make, like when you go, is it hard to leave work at the office?
Sometimes, but it's usually just because it's such a detail-oriented job, so it's more the waking up in the middle of the night, did we remember to do this, did we check that box kind of thing. But again, I can't stress enough that dealing with the families is a pleasure in itself,
Yeah.
and you get to learn these stories about their loved ones. Of course, there's plenty of situations that are tragic, but a lot of times I'm dealing with families that are saying goodbye to a loved one that lived a long, hopefully happy and eventful life. So
And you're basically 24/7 though, right? Mm-hmm. Because you get a call any time of the day.
Yeah.
I assume that your services are going to be needed.
Yep.
So has anything changed in the industry over the last 30 years as far as what you guys do?
Well, like I said, I feel for me, and a big reason why I came back is because of life celebration. It does give us an opportunity to change that tenor, whether it's the visitation or the funeral services. Being able to retell that person's life kind of changed the conversation from the last chapter of their life to what they did throughout their whole life. We do that through gathering pictures of them, kind of recreating that, but then also listening to those good stories, finding out a little bit more, whether it's their favorite kind of music or whether it's their favorite ball team. But we find that creates a conversation. I think the biggest thing behind life celebration is the idea that stories can connect the heart and the mind, and then that's what puts families hopefully on a path to healing. So we're just trying to do that.
Is there a lot more creativity or flexibility now these days as there was maybe 20 years ago as far as what families want and need, or what the deceased requested in their will?
Well, I think that yes, that traditional funeral services in a lot of ways have loosened up, but at the same time, families that still want that traditional funeral service, we do that very well as well. So,
Right.
But there are changes. Yeah, we played AC/DC at a funeral before. I mean,
Right.
that I don't think my dad ever did that.
I would assume not, yeah. What about having nature, green funerals, things along those lines, more green funerals?
Yeah, that is something that's becoming more of an interest. Folks, we don't have a lot of demand for that in this area, but we have done that, and we do offer that.
Is there something families should be aware of before they? Well, one thing you do offer is pre-planning now, right?
Yeah.
I think that's not only you guys, but a lot of funeral homes and life celebration homes are doing that, offering this pre-planning thing. So,
Yeah.
Could you fill us in a little bit about what that's all about?
Well, one way that we describe it to folks that come in to make pre-arrangements or prepay for their services is it's a gift to your loved ones. Because just like you mentioned earlier, lots of times when people are coming in to see me, it's usually on one of the toughest days of their life, whether that's for their mother or father or sibling or a child. So pre-planning those events ahead of time, getting a handle on the financials. The biggest benefit to pre-arranging a funeral is that by paying for those services today, it locks in the cost of those services in the future. So if you were to come in today and
Right.
pass in 20 years, those services won't change, and it's a smart financial investment.
Also, I would think it'd take a lot of worry off the people that
Less decisions to make
Right.
that morning that you come in to make arrangements. A person's going to be answering probably about 50 decisions that need to be made. And this kind of helps. The two things that are going there is the individual making all those decisions, but then also worrying about what their loved one would have preferred that they do. So this kind of irons out all those details.
Is there you guys obviously are family owned. The funeral homes around here are family owned. Are there corporate funeral homes? There's banks. There's a lot of bank buyouts of the smaller banks. Is that going on in the funeral industry also?
It is. I think there's been trends for that. I think that trend was in the 90s, but there are still some corporate-owned funeral homes. SCI is a big one across the country.
Okay. So, but do you think that slowed down a little bit? Is this an industry where that hasn't taken a big step forward with?
I don't know the statistics
Okay, I was
on
just
all
curious,
that. Other
yeah.
than this, I know it's not a day-to-day concern.
Okay. As far as the financial aspect of this, funerals aren't how have costs, have they leveled out? Are they still going up from your aspect as far as the bereaved go?
Just like any other business, our prices usually go up about 3% every year.
Which is, okay, not much different than anybody else, and that's why you're offering that special. And then cremation, is there a balance now between cremation and?
I think that's something that's always kind of slightly growing in the industry.
Okay. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure. Really appreciate having it. All right. This is Rory O'Donnell with the Odonnell Cookson Life Celebration Home. This has been the Business Spotlight. I'm Ron Kincher from Muddy River News.
Your financial needs aren't independent of each other, so your financial advisors shouldn't be either. At Mercantile Bank, our experienced United Wealth professionals are united to serve you and your complete financial planning and wealth management needs. Are you just starting your investment journey or need to roll over a retirement plan? Do you need to plan for a loved one with special needs or for your own life after work? Maybe your business needs a succession plan or you want to enhance your employee benefit programs. Whatever steps you need to take, our United Wealth experts are ready to take them with you. Together, we are united.